Well, hello, Patricia here, licensed esthetician and member of a scientific advisory board here at Kyani. Welcome to an episode that we have that's talking about telomeres and their relationship to aging and if we're able to slow the aging clock. We are privileged to have a special guest with us today, and I wanted to introduce Dr. Claire Franco-Mano.
It's a pleasure to be here with you, Patricia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. What we're really going to be focusing today on is talking about how we can extend the life of our telomeres, what they do, and how to protect them, and how that affects pretty much everyone. So have you ever known someone in your life that seems to have minimal graying hair? As frustrating as that is, some people get that at a very young age, but others it seems to be very delayed, or really can't see any visible lines or wrinkles on them. They seem to have boundless tons of energy. You kind of think, oh, it's this person in their 20s or 30s, and they're not. They're a middle-aged person. But do we know why? We're trying to understand what's affecting aging at different rates for different people. So Dr. Claire is going to go into explaining a little bit about what the telomeres do.
Thanks, Patricia. So we know that the DNA, which is the hereditary material, is located inside the nuclei of the cells, and it's bundled within structures called chromosomes. And those chromosomes hold genetic information in the form of genes. Now, the chromosomes have caps on them, which we call the telomeres, and they protect the DNA in those chromosomes. So as the cells replicate, those protective end caps can shorten. And we know that the shortened telomeres are associated with a diminished cellular lifespan in the laboratory. The shortened telomeres may be related to accelerated aging and also to the potential for premature degenerative diseases, such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and even dementia.
That's all very interesting, and it's so neat to be able to kind of take a peek inside our body, so to speak, to just understand what's causing what.
Yes, it is really, really fascinating. And there was an article from the prestigious journal, The Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, in which they said that the telomere shortening rate is a powerful predictor of species lifespan. So those species that have telomeres that degenerate very quickly have shorter lifespans than the species whose telomeres remain longer for a longer period of time.
Very interesting.
Now, when the telomeres get too short, what we see in the laboratory is that the cell can go into an aged or unhealthy state that we call senescence. And when the cell is senescent, it can no longer divide and replenish the tissue. And this is not an issue, Patricia, that's just limited to older people, because we know that even in young people, those short telomeres can really have an impact on their overall state of health. Mm-hmm. This is particularly true for short telomeres if they're found in the immune cells. So it's really important to maintain the health of our telomeres to optimize the function of the immune system to best avoid infectious diseases. We also know that healthy telomeres or longer telomeres can help improve cellular health to replenish the tissue as we grow older.
That's really fascinating. It's not only that it's affecting aging, but also potentially the functioning of our immune system, which seems to be the core of so many different things and ailments that we can come across in our life. So this is really powerful in all aspects.
Right, very important for all of us.
And so going back to the outside appearance of things and aging, let's talk about how telomeres affect skin aging. Over time, chromosome telomeres become shorter, thus affecting skin aging. So it's affecting the inside and affecting the outside of our aging process. Shorter telomeres can lead to a decrease of skin cell division, which is very, very important with keeping our skin young and healthy. So therefore influencing the overall health and appearance of our skin, which we want to be making sure we're doing everything possible to keep our skin as young and as healthy and vibrant as we can. So understanding it at the cellular level like this is really, really fascinating and empowering, because we can kind of move forward and know what to do to best help our body and our skin. Even side effects of daily life are going to be affecting this, and these are not preventable in all aspects, that we can try to help. So some of these things are oxidative stress and glycation. These can cause what we call telomere triggers and can limit telomere repair and create telomere erosion. These stressors also play a role by damaging and inhibiting DNA, lipids, and peptides within the body. Another issue would be exposure to UV, and that can have a limiting effect on telomere repair. And this is all about repair with the skin and the body, so we really don't want to have extra limiting impact on those. And that can initiate telomere shortening as well. So this is all important when we're understanding how to slow this process a bit. And maybe also about long-term oxidative stress here that we mentioned.
Right. So long-term oxidative stress is a really, really important factor when we're thinking about trying to protect our telomeres. We want to minimize oxidative stress as much as possible. So this is a list of things that might increase oxidative stress. We know that obesity can increase oxidative stress, and diets that are high in fat and sugar. Processed foods are increasing our oxidative stress, as is exposure to radiation. And too much ultraviolet A or UVB exposure can also increase our oxidative stress. Certainly, smoking cigarettes and other tobacco products will increase the oxidative stress in the body. We're talking about generating free radicals that cause this oxidative stress. Mm-hmm. And alcohol consumption, certain medications, pollution, and pesticides or industrial chemicals are all additional causes of oxidative stress. So to the extent that we can avoid any of these things, we can minimize the oxidative stress on the body and try to protect our telomere health.
This is a pretty extensive list and really important, because then we become more aware of not trying to be perfect, but wouldn't you say just maybe the majority of our decisions and things that we do, we try to just make them positive overall, correct?
Right. I mean, none of us can avoid all of these things. It would be literally impossible. But pursuing the healthy living lifestyle and trying to improve our dietary choices and improve our level of our healthy weight, and improve our diet. To the extent that we can do that, we can improve the chances that our telomeres will remain healthy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Conscious decisions every day.
So another factor when we think about improving our chances for healthy telomeres is to minimize glycation. So just in the same way that we want to minimize oxidative stress, we want to minimize glycation. And glycation is the natural process in which the sugar in the bloodstream attaches to proteins. And this forms harmful new molecules that we call advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. And the damaging effects that sugar can have on the appearance of the skin are often seen in people with diabetes who may have poorly controlled blood sugar levels. So these advanced glycation end products have a negative impact on the skin.
Yes, this is something that I've spoken about in the past, and I always thought it was very Very apropos that AGEs is what it is for short, and that says age. So it's kind of one to easily remember that we don't want to have the glycation or the extra aging. So this is a really important one that we can consciously try to have an impact on by choosing to eat the right foods. And in helping to protect our telomeres even more, an active lifestyle plays a big role. It's important to keep your body moving. If we are not moving, we are stagnant, as the old adage of the tree. If we're not growing, we're in decay. So keeping an active lifestyle is paramount and foundational. And back to the AGEs and having a low glycemic diet, making sure that we're consciously trying to keep our sugars low. And unfortunately, they're hidden in a lot of things. You really do have to become a label reader if you want to keep track of and keep your sugars low, and making sure that we're eating high fiber, because that also helps to slow down that process of when sugars are in the system. And have the healthy nutrition plays right into that role. And here at Kyani, we pride ourselves on having a healthy living movement. And this is just a part of that piece, being active and eating well.
So there are other aspects of this which are absolutely fascinating to me. You know, we talk about the mind-body connection, and there are actually very good peer-reviewed papers out there now that tell us that keeping stress down can actually help enhance our telomere health. And we also know that nitric oxide levels are very important. So enhancing nitric oxide production in the body can help to protect our telomeres. And finally, there's a paper that I think is just so interesting out there, which says that maintaining an optimistic attitude can also be associated with longer levels of telomeres. So we can help to protect our telomere health by keeping optimistic, which is so important in these stressful times.
I think those are all wonderful things that we can all implement on a daily basis and try to do our best at, but don't expect perfection. Just do your best every day. And I love the fact that tying in mental health with attitude and what we do physically can all work together, because sometimes that's a component I think a lot of people do forget. But a yoga class can really just get the breathing together, get the mind together, and tie it all.
Right, and meditation can also be extremely helpful in that regard. It can help keep the stress down and also help with the optimistic attitude.
I agree. That would be wonderful. And back to the outside in, if we're talking about our skincare and our aging, topical protection is very, very important. And so for me, I always look for clean, safe, clinical formulated skincare. We want it to be potent, but we want it to be free of the ingredients that would potentially cause harm. So looking for products, and for us, we have our Flores line that has plant stem cells, which help to protect the life and longevity of the skin cells. We have the Swiss apple stem cell extract, and then antioxidants that are going to fight those free radicals. And having these topically on our skin is just a nice first line of defense, helping keep the skin strong so it can do its job by keeping the unwanted out of our system, because that's what our skin's essentially doing, is protecting us. And then we always want to follow by a physical sunblock containing zinc oxide. Zinc oxide is a mineral that your body already recognizes, has been proven and shown to be the most effective to protect our skin. It is going to instantly protect the skin, whereas chemical or synthetic blocks, they have to be on the skin for a certain period of time before they're going to be effective. Plus, they're bending and allowing some of that light to get in, whereas the physical sun protection are acting more of a blocker. So always look for zinc oxide in your skincare and apply that topically each day. And if you're going to be out later in the day, reapply after a couple of hours, because that morning application is going to already be diminished and not effective. And I know dermatologists talk about, if you want to have enough sunblock to cover the full body, average is a shot glass full of sunblock, which might sound like a lot, but make sure you're using adequate amounts so that you're actually getting the skin fully coated for the areas that are exposed for long periods of time. And so I hope you all learned a tremendous amount today. We were so gracious, or so happy to be able to share this with you. And I'm so grateful that Dr. Francomano was able to participate with us today. So thank you so much, Claire.
Great pleasure to be here with you, Patricia. Thank you.
Oh yeah, this was great. And as always, thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, please post your comments or questions below. And please thank the person that shared this video with you. And as always, we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care for now.